If you are looking at buying in one of Wichita or the surrounding area's top neighborhoods, there are a few things that really matter and hardly anybody talks about. And usually you find out those things after you've ended up buying. Before we jump in, make sure you that like button so that more people traveling to Wichita can learn this valuable information before they plant their roots. And if there's a specific neighborhood that you've been eyeing, make sure you drop it in the comments and I will do a follow-up video just for you on that. If we haven't met yet, my name's Joseph Hamer. I'm a local realtor here in the Wichita area. I was born and raised in Wichita, and I'm taking that insider knowledge and pouring it into this channel so that you can feel comfortable and confident before you ever buy here. And most of the time when you start talking to a realtor about buying, it's easy to jump into your buy box for a house. But what's most important is that you're thinking about your lifestyle. Is it most important to you that you have a coffee shop nearby, or how far you drive to dinner? Or are you a runner like myself and want easy access to long distance running? Or are you looking for a newer home that's maybe more community based? You're fine with longer drive times if that means you have a new construction home and a nice HOA maintained neighborhood. These are lifestyle things that are going to be very important and arguably much more important than the home itself. Usually people don't end up regretting the square footage of the house they bought. They end up regretting the house that they bought that adds friction to their day-to-day life. And because of that, a lot of people tend to go to a new construction home. And around Wichita, there is a ton of new construction homes, especially along the outskirts of Wichita, going into Mays and Park City and Andover, especially even going out to Goddard. There is an endless supply of new build duplexes, but just your nice, large custom homes as well. However, large custom homes, new build homes are not always better just because oftentimes you're going to end up seeing smaller lot sizes. You're going to see, less mature trees, all of those things that just come with a new build. A few things to note about that is, one, no house is perfect when you buy it. Even if you do a custom build yourself, I promise during your blue tape walkthrough, your head is going to be spinning with things that you either wish you'd done differently or that are going to need to be touched up. And so sometimes people want to build new because they think it's perfect, and that's simply not the case. The other thing to know is that new often feels good on day one, but established neighborhoods often feel better on the long term. So if you are willing to look maybe a little bit longer or even invest some money in some updates, sometimes being more patient and finding the home in the more established neighborhood allows you to create some forced equity by doing improvements, but it gives you the lot size and the location and maybe some of that older character that your heart might desire. One of the great parts about Wichita that people from not Wichita actually appreciate much more than people from Wichita is how easy it is to get from the east side to the west side or even to the suburbs surrounding Wichita. It's hilarious, but people from Wichita don't even want to drive from the west side to the east side or the east side to the west side. They think that 15 minutes in the car is crazy. Obviously, people from other locations think 15 minutes to get from one side of the city to the other is absolutely incredible. However, if you find yourself way out on the edge of Goddard or the opposite direction on the outside of Andover, even into Augusta, the question isn't really how far of a drive it is, but how often you need to make it. So if commuting time is something that's important to you, maybe you want to make sure that you aren't driving so far so you can get back home to the kids before they're in bed, or even if it's just about being able to unwind and hang out with your friends, those things are important when considering, again, the impact on the house to your lifestyle. One of the most highly desirable areas that people often reach out to me are homes that fall in those bordering school districts. So whether that's Mays or Goddard or Andover, or even Valley Center schools, but still might find Wichita taxes. Wichita taxes are dirt cheap compared to some of those suburbs. So there is this kind of sweet spot, a needle in a haystack of homes that have Wichita taxes, but the benefit of these higher performing schools. Of course, when we go back to lifestyle as well, there's also just a big difference in the feel of actual neighborhoods from neighborhood to neighborhood, right? When we bought our first house in College Hill, that was a front porch community. People talked to each other. We did holidays together. Everybody was very involved with each other's lives. It was a very trusted and interconnected community in College Hill. Where I'm at today is much more back patio neighborhoods. People don't really sit out front and talk to each other in the neighborhood as much as they do enjoying the space and the lots that they have. So that again is a big lifestyle impact, not just your lot size, but how you end up using it and how that impacts how you interact with your neighbors. And believe it or not, that neighborhood feel is not something you can see online in those Zillow photos, right? Even if it backs to a golf course, you're just not sure how the neighborhood feels. And so when we're looking at lifestyles like that, my people that are relocating to Wichita, whether that's just from another city or another state, I often start with a video tour of the neighborhood before we ever look at the house so that they can get a better understanding of the surrounding area and how that ecosystem really works. Other people are looking for more of a private feel versus more of an active feel, right? If you're wanting to be able to buy a luxury custom home, but you want to be able to walk to everything, I'm probably going to be pointing you towards the waterfront. If you're looking for something more large and established and you're a big golfer, we're probably going to be looking around that Crestview golf course community. There is just it's not as simple as, again, just putting in the bedroom count, bathroom count, and even the city, right? There's so many options and there's micro adjustments that make a huge impact on your lifestyle. I have found that usually when we dive into these lifestyle qualities, it helps a buyer have less decision fatigue because instead of looking at an abundance of inventory in homes that they're looking for, they're really able to narrow down. So if you are thinking about a move to Wichita, I would be more than happy to jump on a phone call with you and talk to you and learn a little bit more about your lifestyle and not just your price point. If this was helpful for you, make sure you hit that notify and subscribe button. That helps me get my videos out to other people considering Wichita, probably because it's one of the largest, safest cities that still feels small and interconnected. I'm breaking down cities around Wichita every week, so make sure you stay tuned. And again, if there's a neighborhood you're keeping an eye on, put it in the comments. I'll do a follow-up video just for you. Call or text me anytime. I'm here to be your boots on the ground and your insider knowledge. Again, my name is Joseph Hamer. I'm a realtor with Reese Nichols here in Wichita, and I look forward to talking with you soon.